sniper. A sniper with a
10
pet.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Big
The
brother
World of
sniper.
Warcraft hunter.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Man,
remaining.
Hunter is actually giving me PTSD. Because I used to
TNC's
play
turn to battle.
Hearthstone. And Hunter is the class that just like, it's the aggro class that everyone plays and just wrecks face. And this guy. There you go.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a really good combo with the Darkseer as well. Just one Ion Shell and then the bear just runs people over.
5
It does so much
seconds
damage.
remaining.
Do you think it's gonna be the carried Lonedruid or is it gonna be mid?
Reserve time.
I think it's pretty good either way. I think Lonedruid does okay against Shadow Fiend.
I actually think the matchup versus Shadow Fiend is pretty decent. The mid lane is actually pretty hard to gank a Shadow Lonedruid in my opinion. Because he has the bear to like take runes, scout. More importantly, you know, fair people when he's being ganked on. But if he goes in the safe lane, he's gonna be great against Bat Rider as well.
Yeah. Sure. There's always that small chance where Bad Rider can actually outplay you though. Especially before you hit 5.
Okay, how do you do that?
Maybe not so much with Savage Roar, but there is actually still a chance you could mess up.
Actually, you could put a magic stick on your bear and it'll get charges as well, right? That would be the play. Double magic stick, one on bear, one on hero, and just swap them.
TNC's
Well,
turn.
One
You-
napalm, 2 charges. Let's go.
I don't think that's a legit strat.
I mean, I'm just tossing one out there. You could feel free to disagree here.
10 seconds.
Looks like
remaining.
TNC is gonna round out the draft with another core.
5 seconds.
Ideally, they
remaining.
want something that could give some sort of disable. Viper.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
Execration.
stay playing in Lone Druid then, likely. And Viper SF. This is like the classic, one of the classic laning setups.
Yeah. I mean, traditionally Viper wrecks SF, but I think over the years people have figured out how to play
10
SF
seconds remaining.
better versus that matchup. And I think now it's more so down to
Viper,
like a
yeah,
limited
so
time with
stay
the
Stay playing,
Viper
stay playing in Lone Druid then.
gets like 4 or 5, you should be okay.
Reserve time.
He does have to look out for that Slardar though.
Yeah.
I don't think this is actually
10
decent
seconds
to
remaining.
pick right now. It's a little greedy, but I think it works. Alright, so it is going to be carry bench, and here's your incredibly strong tri lane. I don't even think you go into the lane as TNC. I think you double Ion Shell the first wave and power, then Slardar should be there too.
Yeah. Cold Feet in combination with other stuns at level 1 allows you to have like a 4 to 5 stun, if not longer. It's actually
One like 300 damage.
and just kill.
It just takes one magic missile, and then Chilling Touch should be enough to kill off whoever gets done.
Now, actually, we saw this combination yesterday out of Geek Fam. They ran Venge as well as Shadow Fiend. But I think a lot of the success of the lineup was actually Velo on the Timbersaw that created a ton of space and did a lot of tanking in the fights. I'm looking at this lineup, no one could really fulfill the role. I feel like DJ has to play the Initiator and maybe tank a little bit. Same thing with the Ogre. If they get ran at, which TNC will do at the mid game, I could see Execration just getting rolled over. Because this lineup is not tanky at all.
They can definitely build towards it, but it might be lacking damage if they do that.
Yeah.
A lot of it really comes down to the Shadow Fiend to output. I think if you're going to itemize for it, I think everyone just builds fairly stat heavy, and Shadow Fiend's probably the only one who dishes out damage.
Okay. I mean, I'm also looking at these heroes, like AA in
30
particular, maybe
seconds to battle.
Venge as well. During the mid game, like Bear running at him is going to be a big deal. Like he actually, I don't know, can't team fight very successfully when that happens. But at the same time, you give Chilling Touch your team and you just kill the Bear. So it's definitely one way to play against that.
Look at the starting items. Is the Bear gonna run for this? taking a lot of damage. He's gonna try for it, I think.
YOLO.
No.
By the way, guys, even if you're going for the range bear build, I still think it's okay to get like some small items on the bear early. Like maybe just a Orb of Venom, maybe a Blightstone or a Windlace, or just brown boots. And he's gonna be fairly efficient like throughout the mid game, just with those basic items. Maybe a Stout Shield. Oh, DJ. I'm gonna take a Orb of Venom right click here, and now Tim's is gonna come around as well. DJ might be in a little bit of trouble. He does have the brown boots, but being completely driven away by the two supports.
And Ogre, he's helping out his mid for now.
Yep.
Which is fairly standard.
But
that Sam H will get quite a lot out of this lane.
Exactly.
I wonder if it's actually better. DJ wasting a lot of time, but he is gonna go down.
I guess they just got chased down by Poison Touch and Crush.
Overstayed is welcome. Kind of surprised he ended up going down there, especially with the boots.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how worth it is for the Ogre. I mean, I did talk about Nando needing help on this SF versus the Viper matchup. But even with the help that he's getting, look at Nando, he's taking a ton of right clicks. And I do believe Tim's and Cuckoo is probably going to just shrine up together and just have a grand old day. And then again, Sam H is getting to level 3 by the time the Ogre comes back. So I think TNC is getting the small edge here. Not even counting the first blood on DJ.
Yeah, altogether, definitely. I think the person you really want to shut down is Sam H. I think with this kind of potential tri-lane setup, I think they should have just played it a little more safe and prevented the Darkster from getting anything.
Yeah. Well, it's too late now, right? Like, even if you send Ogre, like, double Iron Shell, it's gonna just push him away.
Mid lane, is Tim's gonna hit this? I think he will.
Easy crush?
Probably gonna be an easy kill.
Yeah. I don't think they could get a second one though, especially with Cuckoo out of mana at this point. Cuckoo, 2 points into poison attack. Not exactly something you see. Sometimes you see more Netotoxins as well as corrosive skin. What's your thought on actually leveling the orb here?
I think it's perfectly fine. He's applying pressure to the SF very heavily, so this is a perfectly fine build. Oh, Tim's crush on Ogre might be an easy kill. Yeah,
he's dead. Yeah. Unless Viper uphill misses, which if you saw Cuckoo the way he's playing it, he's just like walk uphill instead of just like constantly right clicking from low ground, so guarantees a kill. But meanwhile, it looks like Sam H just went down to the Venge AA dual lane. AA does have 10 seconds left on the CD for his chilling touch.
Ogre's coming in right now, so you have to be careful.
Magic missile, and that's the long chains that I'm talking about. He's trying to surge out of it, and he does. You need that extra bit of Fire Blast. And now Tim's is going to come in. Iron Shell can be on Tim's, but Tim's just needs to run. That would be fine.
Very well played by TNC. They forced the Ogre down here and managed to not die.
Yep.
It's pretty big, and they're going to shine up now. And pretty much putting their safe lane completely out of regen. And this should be a really easy lane for Sam H now.
Yep. Now Ogre is gonna go back mid. Seems like this is a nomad Ogre, man. Just going everywhere without a home. The problem is these lanes. Either mid's gonna do well or safe lane or off lane's gonna do well for TNC.
They're doing well in every lane.
Yeah, both doing well. And of course, the safe lane up top here for Raven is Gucci. And we are going to have a rotation coming in here, but DJ is spotted by Observable. Cuckoo not rotating though, the supports have to coming in right now. Fairy Fire is available, he'll pop it. Is there Grave? Reor not long enough, he doesn't actually have Grave available, but Tim's coming out of absolutely nowhere. We'll just cockball out the skank. Viper probably has to go base, but still, pretty decent. Wait.
Oh, DJ, he has to be careful here.
I mean, DJ's an aggressive player here, but he will need a couple more orb attacks, but oh, the slaughter. It's barbecued down the river here.
Yeah, that was just a little unfortunate. He just needed one more hit, and Cuckoo didn't feel too safe. He didn't want to throw away his life to make that trade. But Sam H, out of nowhere, surges in. He caught him off.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this game's all over the place. I guess we can kind of look at CS to look at how we're doing. Shadowfiend's actually taking over the lane compared to Cuckoo with the help of Ogre and whatnot. But Viper is going to be able to recover decently with his passive to CS. The bigger issue is this Lonedruid. Like, he is having absolute free farm right now.
Is under attack.
Yeah, the Darkseer pressure is just a little too much for Gabby to deal with right now. He's getting a little out of lane, but not nearly as much as the Lonedruid.
Yep.
And this could be a problem when the mid game comes. Might be like a complete item difference once it reaches like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you gotta keep in mind the talents for Lonedruid, as the carry talent is much better than Vengeance, right? So, as not just about items, when the level comes as well, I think Execration's core is gonna fall a little bit behind. But a lot of the strength of the Venge carry isn't really about her individual damage output, as DJ might get cornered in here. Alright, they're stacking the disables a little bit. DJ might actually think about going on reorb, but here comes the bear man. Sniper.
Level 6.
I mean, he needs a root here on him, but no root just yet. Reor needs to heal himself. He is going to go down to the fire now. Now he's going to go on the Ogre. Ogre is going to go down. Tries to blow.
He still hasn't rooted.
Okay, there you go. And I think that might be the kill. He needs one more right click. The phase was going to allow him to chase through, and Raven almost dies, but he has salve, and he will salve back up.
That was a pretty good attempt from Execration. They realized that Dazzle just doesn't have Grave.
Yep.
But unfortunately, that was, for one, not worth at the end of the day.
I think it's correct to not get Grave till 4 in this game. Simply,
I think it's perfectly fine as well.
Yeah, I think Poison Touch, looks like they're going to be able to kill his damage. Poison Touch gives you so much benefits when you combine it with the Bear as well as the Viper, so I think that first point of Poison Touch has actually gotten them so much.
I'm pretty sure you have to get it just to harass a Bat Rider out of lane.
Yeah.
So overall, Viper, you said, catching up. He's pretty much on par with the Shadow Fiend, a couple of denies ahead. But I'm telling you, this Samage Darkseer, they're just giving him way too much.
I mean,
he's already level 7. They killed him twice, but he's already level 7.
I mean, that's kind of the average, right? To kill an offlaner twice. You can't ask for too much. So, I'm seeing the strength of the Venge carry, where most other carries like a Juggernaut or whatever, like when Juggernaut threateningly walks up to you, you just like walk back a little bit. But against a Venge, he's a Lee Stunner, and he could force a lot of kills. Okay, 55. Okay, nice turnaround here. Trying to dodge away. Tims is not going to get stunned up here. They have Surge as well, but look at the magic missile damage. Damn, damage. Thinks about going back in, but decides to surge back out. You should not expect that kind of burst damage from other carries in the safe lane.
325, and he has Sprint on. He's definitely going to die. Wonder how much damage it did, actually.
Let's see. Casual 580.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, right clicks, how,
Yep.
you know.
They gained 320 Duco from that engagement, so pretty nice.
Someone is patched. Do you see that? Someone is pinging out that Dazzle's level 3.
Okay, I think it's one of the
The
ops.
podcaster?
Yeah.
Definitely an interesting point to note. Oh, is he gonna just die for this?
No, actually, he's gonna go for the Slaughter instead. The Slaughter is gonna tank one for the team. He might not die still. Okay, Ultimate's gonna get dropped here.
Double damage on Cuckoo.
Oh, DJ
Cuckoo
goes
has
in.
a lot.
I don't know about DJ going in here. That Napalm
Swap.
doing so much work. Swap to the low ground. And now Cuckoo definitely dead. Gabby's looking for a magic missile. Well, carry Venge strikes again, man. That level 6. You don't normally see it this early from Venges, but I think that one definitely surprised Cuckoo a little bit.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That was just really well played by DJ. I feel like that was just bait coming out of him. Like, he really looked like he was committing towards the Viper, and Tims bought it and wanted to stop him from doing it, but he just immediately changed target on Tims.
Right. I mean, you know DJ, 9 times out of 10, he's going in.
He's pretty ham.
Yeah. One of the most aggressive C players, which is saying a lot. Alright, Dragonlance phase boots up on Lonedruid. Talent not being selected yet. He has a skill point. Probably...
Yeah, he's got it. The 200 range.
So he's hitting for how much range right now? Let's see. 890. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Sniper status achieved.
I think with this... Okay, yeah, they do smoke. Yeah, I was gonna say they definitely should be looking to pressure around the map now. I think this is all Raven needs.
They saw the smoke though, so TNC is walking right into a trap. Or I guess instead of fighting, they're gonna just run. Okay, Ogre breaks the smoke, but are they gonna convert anything into this? No, they're
all TPing down here. They want to fight.
Didn't somebody just point out Ice Blast?
Here comes the AA ulti.
Yeah, if it hits on a couple of targets, this could be big. They see Sam H, but where's the follow-up? Sam H can surge away, swap back in into a need a lasso. The chain stun is Rio. Rio tries to get off the grave, but he gets magic missile straight up, so he dies as well. DJ grabbing a double. All right. I think we're gonna see that initiation a couple of times. Yeah, the Venge swap into a lasso immediately.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You mostly don't count on AA for like his vision advantage, but that fight, the fact that they saw the Savage in the trees is a big reason why they want it.
I think one thing to point out about Raven's build, I'm really surprised that he doesn't have that one value point in Savage Roar. I feel like it's just so strong. And it might have potentially saved some of his team there if he had it.
Just run your Baron and Savage Roar.
Savage Roar, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, do you really need the 4th point of Rapid, like right now? I guess the last...
That's how I feel about it as well. But I mean, it's okay. He's about to turn 11. He'll have that 1 point.
Alright, let's switch over to network here. Shadow Fiend falling quite a bit behind here compared to the Lonedruid, but looks like he's gonna finish his Dragonlance. Does any of these sniper Lonedruid actually go for like some like a Hanamitis?
I never see that.
Okay.
I'm surprised Raven got the ulti. Gonna be playing this build. He only uses it to do the battle cry like once.
Yeah. Alright, I gotta stop missing kills. You gotta call me out on this stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't actually see that one either. DJ just picked up his Blink Dagger and they managed to find him.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I think my item purchasing is a bit weird. It doesn't always show me purchases. Or maybe I'm just blind.
You mean the little thing that pops up on the right side?
Yeah. Because for something like a Blink Dagger, it should be popping up.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just did it during a fight or something and you weren't noticing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For free tier 1 bottom, Sam H has to be careful here. DJ doesn't have the lasso. It's a slightly weird angle, but they're gonna catch up the Dazzle. This is a really big kill.
Dazzle? Well, he's dead. Somehow haven't really even seen a graveyard. DJ gonna get defensively swapped back out, and now TNC caught in a very awkward position. He's gonna run to the Bearman, and now here comes the Bearman. Are they gonna focus Gabby or on the Ogre? Seems like they cannot make up their mind. Now it seems like they're focusing Gabby. Meanwhile, on the backline, Nando drops a very good defensive Requiem. That's gonna force Tims away. Might actually die to the Dragon. No, he looks like he should be fine. Meanwhile, they're still now going back to Fuku under the tower, but he's fine, getting killed back up. Now Ogre is gonna go down. The Bear is gonna go down as well. Tim thinking about coming back in, but at the end of the day, that's gonna be a 3-for-1 exchange. Wait, how did Rior not die in all that, or did he die and respawn?
Under attack.
I don't think he died at all.
Were we looking at him like just getting complete chain stunned at one point? I guess he got off his grave.
That was DJ getting changed then. Like he tried to dive in, catch the Dazzle, but everyone's already there, and then he got Viper ulted and Sardar crushed. And then Gabby swapped him out, but even then he just died to the poison
Dire's
afterwards.
middle tower
I see.
is under
And Rior was just hiding behind everyone else, so it was perfectly
Dire's
fine.
structures are
The only
fortified.
person
DJ
who
has
was
lasso.
somewhat in danger was Cuckoo, I think.
I mean, you say the key thing was to shut down Sam H, but look at his score. He's 1-4. 15 minutes in, no mech just yet. So I say they've done a decent job.
Decent,
Radiant's
but
top tower is
1 and
under
4 doesn't
attack.
really represent too much. I feel it's the fact that he's level 11 and pretty much has his mech completed. He's only like a couple, like
Yeah.
100 gold away.
I mean, considering the fact that they did it mostly with just 2 heroes, and Ogre was able to help Shadowfiend for the most part,
Dire's bottom
I think
tower
it's
is
pretty
under
good for
attack.
Execration.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, TNC going straight into
Dire's
Roshan. They have that
structures are fortified.
Maelstrom coming after the Lonedruid. Bear's coming up in 5 seconds.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gotta put that confused range drops away, so when
Is
class
under attack.
don't lose his random range drop charge. Also making room for that Maelstrom. Probably should have Cuckoo. Yeah. But they're gonna lose 2 towers for this. Is that worth?
I think they're okay with it because with this Aegis they'll be able to take more than 2 towers.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, they gotta defend the base first. And
Did I see a smoke?
Execration.
They
Yeah,
smoked.
immediately smoked up. Yo, that's an AA Midas finished. Okay, man.
I don't think it really means too much yet. It's gonna help him get his levels and farm towards that
Dire's
Ags, but
bottom tower is under attack.
we're not gonna see that for maybe like 10 to 15 minutes because he just finished the Midas, and it really depends on how well they do in the next team fights.
Uh-oh, Viper gonna get found here. Should be a very easy lasso. Flame break.
But he does have the Aegis. His team needs to get here immediately.
Well, Slaughter is gonna lead the charge with the sprint. He's coming in. Meanwhile, the Nando's gonna cut him off. Tims, Ice Blast is gonna be there here, and they're gonna get the easy kill. Tims is getting bound here, but Nando, great ultimate. It's gonna push everyone back. Meanwhile, like they kill the Viper. Finally, Nando in a lot of trouble. The Bear is actually gaining on him, but now great initiation with the counter initiation. Gabby's gonna go down very quickly. Sam H drops the mech, and now the rest of the team is trying to run away. 55 is gonna pour it out. Bad Rider blinks out, and Ogre Magi, is he gonna luck out? No, he's gonna get found here. He'll go down. Bad Rider's still in the trees. DJ does have Fireflies, so he should be fine.
I mean, overall, that's a great trait for Execration. Being able to catch out Cuckoo like that and take out the Aegis and kill him afterwards, that's actually pretty big.
Yeah. They
I think in return, this makes that 2 tower push like way more worth it now for Execration, because even though you got the Roshan, if you lose your Aegis like that, taking objectives is not so easy now.
Yeah, and I think any kill on Viper is actually very key. Like, the hero just doesn't farm very fast. Looks like he's going back for an Helm, which I guess ideally would help him jungle a little bit faster, but still, this hero, if once he starts falling behind, stays behind compared to most other cores.
Raiden, unstoppable now. He is so down farmed right now. About to finish his his Mjolnir as well.
Yeah,
If you can't catch out this Lonedruid in team fights, I think Execration can't actually win this the engagements. They actually have to kill Lonedruid first.
I mean, I don't think it's as simple as catching out the Lone Druid, right? Because they could lasso him, they could swap him. The last team fight, they got off a couple stuns onto him. Problem is, there is still Darkseer and the Slaughter that you have to worry about, which goes back to the first 2 picks that they made in the draft. It really makes the rest of your core that much stronger because they cannot be focused. If you do, you're gonna just lose the team fight.
And I mean, while that is true, like, I think this Lone Druid just has way too much on him right now. You actually have to deal with him first.
Okay.
I still think you have to deal with him first.
Dire's top tower
So,
is under
what
attack.
item do you think Lone Druid should go for next? Like, do you think he should go back for survivability just to kind of deal with the stuff that's coming in, or?
I think he's actually so far ahead, he could probably go for a more defensive item after his Mjolnir.
Okay.
Maybe like Shoddy or even BKB if he really feels like the need for it.
Sure. Seen SOI a couple of times on this hero as well.
So we'll just have to see what he decides to get. Look at this new Lone Druid build. He doesn't even have like the flat damage item for his build, and is hitting for 225 right now. 235.
I mean, his talent gives him 65. So,
65.
yeah.
It's a relic and some.
I would say that's pretty good.
It's not as good as the Lich talent.
I mean, you get it, what is it, 150 or 100?
Soldier's fortune.
I think it was more than 100. This one's like 120, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
I forgot how much it was, but it was over 100. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was 150, but I'm not sure now that you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 150. It's something ridiculous, but you're a carry Lich for that to work, and we all know how that turned out.
I mean, we see Sylar go like 1 and 8 or whatever it was. Actually, more than that. Well, nobody defending the tower. That means free push for TNC. TNC gonna try to reply back on the mid. And actually, they push pretty fast as well. Dragonlance up already, Helm of Dominator ready on Gabby.
Has fallen.
There you go.
And they're just
Dire's middle tower is under
one tower away from being able to take the shrines now. To wait out someone. Oh, DJ
Trying to get the last
caught up
ball.
here.
And look at
Yeah,
the
the one.
damage. Man, the amplified damage. There's so much there. Now we are trying to cancel TP with something, but great purge with this little satyr. That's going to allow the rest of the team to run away.
But this might be another tower for TNC now, because I don't think you ever want to fight without your Bad Rider. That was just so unfortunate for DJ. He had the right idea, but the range just wasn't quite there, and Tim's with a quick reaction just immediately catches him out. An easy kill, and there's no way you're going to swap him, right? Because you're just going to lead to even more deaths.
I think it's still a very overzealous kind of jump in my opinion, because they have Dazzle, right? Like, you could grab the Viper, but I think Viper will survive long enough till Dazzle gets there with a healing wave and a grave. And suddenly the team fight goes the same way. Okay, they're gonna go Kuku's gonna eat the Ice Blast to the face. He's taking way too much damage, and even Grave won't save him because of the Ice Blast debuff on top.
Oh, they caught up the Lonedruid. This is really important.
Yep, Grave
to kill
gets
them right
pushed
here.
back as well. The Fear not hitting anybody, and that's a double kill on the AA. That's gonna lead him to his Blink Dagger very nicely. Sorry, or Ags, not Blink Dagger. Tim's gonna
And
pull out.
this is exactly what Execration need. They need to find the Lone Druid, and they started off with Viper, not exactly like easiest target to kill off, but thanks to the Ancient Apparition ulti, they just can't do anything, right? Once he drops to a certain health amount of health, and then Raven walks in, tries to save Kuku, but DJ with the quick response lassos him, and fight's just over if your Lone Druid gets lassoed like that.
Yeah, the duration of the Ice Blast will always outdo your Grave, unless it's like towards the very end. And it'll get even longer once the Axe is online. I think Lone Druid, seeing how that fight went, might actually consider getting a Lincoln Sphere. So he's gonna go finish the Hurricane Pipe first, but I feel like there's a lot of single target initiation that you can block if you had a Lincoln.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Lincoln's is a very good item this game. Or you can go for a more YOLO build. For Silver Edge or something like that. Just hide.
Sure. I'm down for YOLO builds. Although I'm pretty sure, like, as soon as he picks up Silver Edge, there's gonna be detection up the wazoo.
Alright, smoke from TNC. Let's see what they make out of this. Does Sam H have Blink? No, he's just really tanky.
If I ever gone back for a Hood, this is a pretty bad sign for him at the very least, because he's actually not going to be doing much damage during these fights anymore. Blink Crush! Okay, there's a ward. Okay.
Tinker Ward.
Yep. DJ gonna get caught. But without DJ, nice wall
big
combo.
wall.
And now where's the Slaughter? Slaughter's coming from behind, but Sniper just outranging. Look at him. High skill A-click, A-move on the ground. Swap the bear back in. They really want him dead, but nice fair here. Push him away. Now TNC with 2 dead, they probably could take a tier 2 for free. Yeah, this HP on the tower is just too low.
I wonder if he can hit it just now. Yeah, look at this.
Under attack.
Tower can't even respond.
There you go.
Outrange is great.
Radiant's top
TNC going up high ground. No Ice Blast for 10 more seconds. Axe is very close to be a finisher on the A. That could be a big one, but look at how quickly the tower is going down.
He needs
Bear.
to use his Midas.
Okay, Bear is going to get surged away. And TNC will defend, or sorry, Execration will defend. You can see Gabby looking for that swap back in, but Blink Crush over the play, sort of. Gabby's gonna force that back to Ice Blast, gonna be good on the Viper. Viper gets Grave immediately. He will eventually die, so he's gonna try to output as much damage as possible. They find the Bear again, the Bear this time without Grave. He's also gonna go down. Execration making the right plays, isolating two cores simultaneously in the team fights. And able to win it big.
And once again, it's very reminiscent of their previous engagement. They focus the Viper, and they use the Grave. They do everything they can to save the Viper, and that exposes the Lone Druid. And once you catch up the Lone Druid, the fight's just over once again.
I wonder if you just don't Grave the Viper, because if the Ice Blast is on him, there's no point. Maybe saving it for the Lone Druid is better, but at the same time, once people are on top of Lone Druid, he likely won't survive unless he gets off a good fair. Lane Crush, that's going to hit onto two. Tim's going to run away from the Ice Blast as well here. Sam H gets hit by it, but now it's going to be the Radiant turn to actually see some building.
They have to be careful. There's going to be a vacuum coming up very soon.
Tim,
Vacuum.
nice vacuum. The wall's going to be there. Tim's is going to go right in with the
Big
Grave.
2-man crush.
Okay, wow, the points that
Shelby.
in. Tim's is going to be fine. He's actually going to pop the trying to survive, and Ogre tried to run, but there's no running from Sniper. Raven goes forward, looking to actually pick off any stragglers. Do you see the Venge? Venge is running so slowly by comparison. Look at this movement speed, 462 here, but he goes the other direction. Interesting.
He's got Bloodlust on his side, so luckily for him, that's just enough to help him get away, and they just go for Roshan now. So this is very reminiscent of yesterday's games. Just go down one way, and then go down the other way, and then go down the other way again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that these two team fights you can really fault anybody. Like, it seems like just one team is just playing particularly well during the team fight. Like Execration, if they had gone on two other heroes instead of the Viper and the Lone Druid, maybe TNC wins Socialize.
Definitely. The strategy still stands as the same. I think the best way is maybe swap the Dazzle. You can kill the Dazzle without having to expend your lasso, and then you catch out the Lone Druid. That's like the best scenario you can ask for. But they're doing it fine right now. They're throwing everything on the Viper, and TNC are very desperate to keep their Viper alive, and then Lone Druid just dies because of it.
I mean, the bigger question is, does the Dazzle even matter? Because if you have the Ice Blast on top of the target, no amount of killing
he's just
great.
done for. Yeah.
So I don't even need or see the necessity to go for that swap play. I think swapping the cores are actually okay.
Alright, Execration are smoked up. Trying to find the target here, but
Swap back in here. Okay, force staff number one's gonna get used. Back wall, where's the crush? Sauter comes in with a two-man crush. Tim's gonna take a ton of damage. He won't go down. The Bear's gonna die. Ice Blast hits on Viper. Cuckoo's gonna try to right click. Mando's gonna be fine for now. Graves goes on Cuckoo.
And here we go
And again, DJ finds the right man. It's gonna be Raven getting caught, but he does have Aegis this time around. Stab H dives behind enemy lines here. Gabby will keep himself alive. Okay, good TP out here from Ogre. At the end of the day here, though, TNC with the help of Aegis wins the team fight. They get a gem and they get a tier 2. You see how big these Aegis are in these team fights.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yep, this is the third time the fight has broken out like this, where they throw everything on the Viper, then catch out the Lone Druid, but like you said, this age is the one thing that turns everything around. And then Shrines are gonna go down now because of it.
I'm seriously hoping Raven gets a Lincoln because...
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's a very strong pickup.
AA? Well, that's a brave TP for AA. AA going for a Solar Crest. Probably to burn down the, well, whoever, but the Bear in particular, when they're focusing it. I was thinking maybe he'd go for something like a Rod of Atos, actually. When you see the Bear coming in, you could just root him. And just kill him. Nando.
I'm sure you could do that if you really wanted to.
Nando's invis runs up, but it was a trap. Well, Tim's dying immediately, but a first through here. BKB gets activated immediately on the back line. Gabby comes in, going on Sam H, purging him away, but he now will surge. And now Gabby trying to run out.
Follow up.
Ooh, the fair.
Ooh, that was so close.
Just a second too late. And looks like they traded Ogre for Tim's. Not a bad trade.
So Lonedruid, Raven is just gonna go for BKB instead of the Lincoln, which I think is also fine, because I think he's actually strong enough that if he has a BKB or he gets lassoed, he should be able to make it out and then or staff himself out or Savage Roar and then just get back into the fight.
I don't know, man. It feels like they just kill him in the lasso. I'm not.
I mean, that's why he has to BKB before the lasso.
Well, I think. I mean, look at the damage output from Execration. It's mostly physical, right? Nando hitting for 325 without taking account of minus armor as well as Venge Aura. And Venge is hitting for close to 250, and she's got a bunch of attack speed. So I think if they lasso him, BKB or not, they probably come close to killing him.
I think they still don't have enough damage, simply because TNC are always fighting with Weave on their side, and I don't really expect them to go down to physical damage because of that.
Okay.
And BKB is now up. Still only sitting at 2,000 life, so it's still not exactly the tankiest. He's gonna go for Scotty next, and if he finishes Scotty, then he'll definitely survive the lasso. Assuming Execration don't exactly, stack up more damage.
Well, Roche is not close to coming back up just yet.
Side's playing a little scared. Tim's does have a gem now, I believe. It was DJ's, yeah.
Yep.
It was DJ who had the gem earlier.
For Shadowfiend, kind of the big winners of all these fights, he's really the one not dying. As such, he's actually leading in terms of the CS chart, the net worth chart.
It's almost got that butterfly. This is actually a really big pickup for them, because I don't think they have enough damage to burst the Shadowfiend if they wanted to kill him first. They have to deal with everyone else first.
Yep. I was wondering if he's gonna save for buyback, but I guess this game is really about winning the fights at the middle of the map and not about defending the bases, at least not right now.
They're marching down top right now. This is the last tier 2. It doesn't look like TNC
Dire's top tower
are going to
under
bother
attack.
defending this. It's already dead anyways.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Alright, Execration could kind of even on the Shrine Gaming.
Dire's
Well,
top tower
they're
is
picking
under
up the tier 3. They want to force everyone back here.
Radiant's middle barracks
Okay,
are under attack.
no, he's not going to go for it. So satisfying listening to the lightning procs.
You're watching Lonedruid farm.
I'm a big Mjolnir fan. It's only something like 2,200 gold away from the Scotty. Why is he farming so fast?
I don't
What
know.
he should do, he should farm with his hero, and then he needs to... he should put Mjolnir on his bear to clear out waves. He just walks the bear through.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing. I think that's
Oh, is
one,
it? Okay.
Yeah, one of the reasons why he's farming so fast. I mean, that's actually the nice added benefit of this build, right? Because normally the bear is the primary farmer, so you can't do something like that.
Alright, smoke and weave. They have a very good idea of where they are. Execration. Completely dodging them. They must know they're behind this shadow from showed up.
Well, the wraparound's big, but the wraparound is about to run out.
They're gonna have to go like immediately. It's gonna run out soon if they don't go for it. Oh, this is gonna be really big. If they catch out this AA, this could be a very easy team fight for TNC.
He's really got most of the damage. 55 can move forward. Tims gets off the crush, but misses as a result. But now Gabby looking for a swap as well. Tim's walking through the tree line. Swap. That's going to be Cuckoo. BKB gets activated. Nice defensive force. The Ice Blast misses. Now they find Tim again here. BKB is activated. Hasn't lost a single bit of HP. He survives. Nando now getting right click. Completely focused up here to ping him out here. But Gabby not outputting enough damage. The heal's going to put him back up. It's going to be Gabby, the first one to go down. Now 55 is going to die like paper. Now TPing out here from, ooh, look at the damage here by the sniper. They ping out mid, that's 4. And I gotta attribute to the fact that AA misses Ice Blast thanks to the 4 stabs. And like you mentioned, the BKB on Raven, once he activates it.
Yeah, as long as he activates it beforehand, there's absolutely no way they can kill him. And missing that AA ulti was huge. I don't think you can ever let that happen. At this stage, you have to hold on to it until it's like in lasso territory.
Okay, they're throwing a bunch of stuff at DJ. Oh my god, DJ almost just dying to Raven.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
One lane. Could be
Radiant's
2
middle
lanes.
barracks are under attack.
Or they might decide to go back here, because everyone's about to revive. Yeah, they're gonna play it safe. Alright, and Raven's got that minus 50 respawn time too, so if he dies at that free bloodstone.
Yeah, I guess you just finish Scotty now, right? Don't really need to get buyback. Yep.
Yeah, he's got it. You know, even though you go for that range build, I definitely agree with you on actually buying something on your bear, but his bear is completely naked.
At least a
He's
stout
actually got
shield.
nothing.
At least a stout shield, because he tanks so much.
I mean, I don't think a stout shield really does anything at this point, but earlier on, I would definitely agree.
Sure. Okay, looks like we do find a Dazzle. That's free. Roche, not up yet. Wow, that Ice Blast though. The Scouter.
Well, nothing... TNC are kind of lucky that Roshan isn't up right now, because otherwise Execration would easily take it.
Well, I don't know. Stat Mage has got a blink, right? Could make some plays around the Roche play.
I want to see the big vacuum stuns. I still haven't seen one of those yet, because I think Tim's got his blink dagger cancelled a couple of times. They managed to set it up for him.
Yeah.
And these vacuums have been pretty big too. He's set to like 3 or 4 heroes, but unfortunately Tim hasn't been able to blink in and crush. But if they catch out Execration, I think the fight is instantly over with that combo.
I feel like Execration has to be the one that's initiating for them to have a shot.
I think a lot has to go right for them. Not only the initiation, but a lot of other things have to go right for them now.
Oh, Roche is going to get attempted here by TNC. Probably going to put the Aegis on Raven, Cheese on Cuckoo to get it.
They're gonna have to go right now.
Yep, they're gonna focus on Raven. Raven gets the echo shot on top of him here, but Blink stun from Tim. Who's actually grabbing the Aegis? Cuckoo's got the Aegis, so they don't need a grave on him anymore. And now the right click's coming in from Cyber. He gets swapped back in though. Nando, great force stab up the hill now, but damage output is a little bit too much. What a stun by Tim. He's getting 2 here on the back line here. He's gonna get caught out. He's gonna die very quickly. The lightning from Raven is gonna get a double. And that's close to a team wipe. 4 for 1, 4 for 0.
I think that's game. Yeah, they just call it. I think you're getting too used to calling Lonedruid sniper now. You're gonna get confused eventually.
I mean, they're kind of pretty much the same hero.
What if we see a sniper and a Lonedruid in the same game?
True. The big sniper and a small sniper. Tall sniper, yeah.
Ion Shell the first wave and power, then Slardar should be there too.
Yeah, Cold Feet in combination with other stuns at level 1 allows you to have like a 4 to 5 stun, if not longer. It's actually
One like 300 damage.
and just kill.
It just takes one magic missile, and then Chilling Touch should be enough to kill off whoever gets done.
Now, actually, we saw this combination yesterday out of Geek Fam. They ran Venge as well as Shadow Fiend. But I think a lot of the success of the lineup was actually Velo on the Timbersaw that created a ton of space and did a lot of tanking in the fights. I'm looking at this lineup, no one could really fulfill the role. I feel like DJ has to play the Initiator and maybe tank a little bit. Same thing with the Ogre. If they get ran at...
Sniper. A sniper with a
10
pet.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Big
The
Brother
World
Sniper.
of Warcraft hunter.
Yeah.
5 seconds
Man,
remaining.
Hunter is actually giving me PTSD. 'Cause I used to play,
TNC's turn to battle.
Hearthstone. And Hunter is the class that just like... It's the aggro class that everyone plays and just wrecks face. And this guy. There we go.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a really good combo with the Darkseer as well. Just one Ion Shell and then the bear just runs people over.
5
It does so much
seconds
damage.
remaining.
Do you think it's gonna be the carry Lonedruid or is it gonna be mid?
Reserve time.
I think it's pretty good either way. I think Lonedruid does okay against Shadow Fiend.
I actually think that matchup versus Shadow Fiend is pretty decent. The mid lane is actually pretty hard to gank a Lonedruid in my opinion. Because he has the bear to like take runes, scout. More importantly, you know, fair people when he's being ganked on. But if he goes in the safe lane, he's gonna be great against Batrider as well.
Yeah. Sure. There's always that small chance where Batrider can actually outplay you though. Especially before you hit 5.
Okay, how do you do that?
Maybe not so much with Savage Roar, but there is actually still a chance you could mess up.
Actually, you could put a magic stick on your bear and it'll get charges as well, right? That would be the play: double magic stick, one on bear, one on hero, and just swap them.
TNC's
Well,
turn.
One
You-
napalm, 2 charges. Let's go.
I don't think that's a legit strat.
I mean, I'm just tossing one out there. You could feel free to disagree here.
10 seconds
Looks like
remaining.
TNC is gonna round out the draft with another core.
5 seconds.
Ideally, they want something that could, which TNC will do at the mid game. I could see Execration just getting rolled over, because this lineup is not tanky at all.
They can definitely build towards it, but it might be lacking damage if they do that.
Yeah.
A lot of it really comes down to the Shadow Fiend to output. I think if you're gonna itemize for it, I think everyone just builds fairly stat heavy, and Shadow Fiend's probably the only one who dishes out damage.
Okay. I mean, I'm also looking at these heroes, like AA in
30
particular, maybe
seconds to battle.
Venge as well. During the mid game, like Bear running at him is gonna be a big deal. Like he actually, I don't know, can team fight very successfully when that happens. But at the same time, you give Chilling Touch your team and you just kill the bear. So it's definitely one way to play against that.
Look at these starting items. Is the bear gonna run for this?
To give some sort of disable. Viper.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
Execration.
stay playing in Lonedruid then, likely. And Viper SF. This is like the classic, one of the classic laning setups.
Yeah. I mean, traditionally Viper wrecks SF, but I think over the years people have figured out how to play
10
SF
seconds remaining.
better versus that matchup. And I think now it's more so down to like a
Yeah,
limited
so-
time
Yeah,
window
stay
where
playing-
Viper
Stay playing in Lonedruid then.
gets like 4 or 5, you should be okay.
Reserve time.
He does have to look out for that Slardar though.
Yeah.
I don't think this is actually
10
decent
seconds
to
remaining.
pick right now. It's a little greedy, but I think it works. Alright, so it is going to be carry bench, and here's your incredibly strong tri lane. I don't even think you go into the lane as TNC. I think you double